And when you finally get to that point, when you master yourself and you finally get yourself in that position where you know exactly why you're doing something, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and defeat ain't even part of the equation. Like, you know that you're going to be successful. Once you finally reach that peak performance level, you're dialed in. There's nothing taking you out of that. No one can convince you that you aren't exactly where you're supposed to be at.
When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
I'm going long in this breaker here. I'll take that. Going long in the order block. Make sure to take a partial here. It's almost like it's random. Stop above the balanced price range. That's a breakaway gap. This fair value gap should stay open. It's a breakaway gap. This is a breakaway gap, but this fair value gap here will take us higher. And thank you very much. Just like clockwork. Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, fresh week, fresh setups, fresh everything. Good morning. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Good freaking morning. Man, I feel good. We're gonna have some fun today. Roll call, who we got? Let's see, Chico. What's going on, Chico? First comment in the stream, that's what I'm talking about. Gorilla, Traders Odyssey, Emilio, Casper. What's up? Who else? Bangani, Arash, Saki, Unicorn Queen. What's going on? Let's see. Who else we got in here? Aurel, Ice City. That's a new name. Jeremy, Cicello. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. I apologize. Ryan, Tariq, Havy, Asheen. I see all y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go. What's up, Yannick? Hefe, Ashley, Ben, MC Tony's, Ahmed, Akbar, Fatel, Fatal, Simon, Tanisha, Luca. What's up, Tim? I actually don't have Wi-Fi, Tim. I don't have Wi-Fi. I'm outside in the lobby. You'll probably hear some crickets in the background. But, yeah, we still got the bootleg set up this morning. Hopefully this is the last day, though. Xfinity is coming between 1 o'clock and 3 p.m. to set up that Wi-Fi. Hopefully we'll be straight. But we got the bootleg set up today. It's all good. What's up, Tay, Javier, Johnny? I see all y'all. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's probably going to be buffering for the first 30 minutes until I move in the conference room. Troubles of having to move and all that. But, hey, it is what it is. What's up? What's up? If it does buffer, you'll probably just have to end up refreshing the browser, and then it'll be all good. But can't do anything on my end, unfortunately. Good morning, Thailand. Saudi Arabia. Okay. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Did I change mic? Mic quality is way better. I did not. It's the same mic. I'm closer to the mic, so that way you don't hear the crickets in the back. Trill native. Like if I'm quiet, let me see, can you hear it? It's a whole bunch of noise in the back, but it's okay. It's only gonna last for what time is it? For about 25 minutes, and then I can move in the conference room. And yeah. So we got 8:35. We'll get started around 8:40-ish. And you know the deal. Do what we always do. Walk down price. And have a little bit of fun. What's up? No trade. I do not trade Mondays. But that 15-minute Civi sending price lower was about as good as a signal as you could ever get if you follow my Twitter. Highlighted that exact fair value gap and offered a nice range for shorts, whoever took it. We're gonna have some fun. So if you do hear doors opening, closing, chatter in the background, if the stream buffers a little bit, it's only gonna last for about 20 minutes, and then I can get in the conference room and I'll stream in there. So beautiful delivery though. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Matter of fact, actually, let me slow down. Where's it at? For those in the Discord, if you haven't noticed, I did make the weekly forecast public. It used to only be a page feature for the full access members, but then I realized I shared my bias and key levels and all that over the weekend, and then I come out here in a public stream and I talk about bias on the higher time frame, and I pretty much just share everything I shared privately for the full access members. So the weekly forecast channel, if you're in the Discord, is available for everybody because like I come out here on Monday and share my bias, pretty much everything I shared privately, so it really doesn't make any sense to keep it private. So that'll be shared publicly in the Discord and on Twitter as well. First time here, you're in for a show, I promise you. Mario, first time, hopefully it won't be the last. So what time we got? About 8:38. We'll get started in a couple of minutes. But this is what was shared on Twitter and in the Discord, our weekly, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. I said I was watching this 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, I'm looking for daily sell side as a draw on liquidity. And this was before the markets even opened at 6 p.m., before we got our new week opening gap. And you fast forward, hello. That offered nice setups all throughout London, which I'll be dropping a video right after we're done with this stream, as far as bias and narrative and all that good stuff. Let's see, about time to get started here. We're going all the way till 12 today. I'm in no rush. I got nothing to do today. I'm just gonna be sitting around waiting for Xfinity to come and get the Wi-Fi set up. So I do not trade here every day. I only trade privately for the Discord members, but every Monday I come on YouTube and I do a public tape reading stream. This is tape reading, but as far as pressing buttons and actually trading and seeing my entries and all that real time, that is private for Discord members. Link pinned in the chat room, also in the description of the live stream. Man, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. First time, we got a lot of first timers. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So I think it's about time that we get started. Let's go ahead and clear all of this off. Those are just attention grabbers to get you guys looking at something so you're not looking at a boring chart while we wait for the room to fill up. But let's do this. Daily chart for NASDAQ. Okay, I won't get too much in this as far as higher time frame. We did cover this on Twitter, and I just filmed a video about it. But this entire down close candle, if price is heavy, you want to see weakness in the lower half. Let's go out to an hourly chart. All right. Wanted to see this fair value gap stay open. We talked about that. This fair value gap can be used to send price lower. Bias on the daily chart as well. I'm looking for relative equal lows, this sell side and this low here, relatively equal. We also have a swing low here. And then this fair value gap, okay, long term, that's my main draw. But for now, relative equal lows, I think we can get that this week. Let's go to a 15-minute chart. All right, here's that fair value gap we talked about in the lower half of that daily candle. Okay, I said I wanted to see that offer resistance and take us lower. Okay, last night through London had nice short setups. I saw some people in the Discord take that. Good morning, Deborah. All right, trading into this inefficiency here. So now I want to see, does NASDAQ want to continue lower, working towards the sell side here? Do we want to clear out some buy side, relative equal highs with a balanced price range? Okay, in my opinion, if NASDAQ gets through this region here, which is a balanced price range, if we get through that, then in my opinion, we're aiming for the relative equal highs and possibly this inefficiency up here. Why am I picking that one? Well, all of this here is a balanced price range. So if you keep looking left, we have a small gap there. That could be a draw, but this one's a little larger, a little bit more noticeable. So should we get above this balanced price range, this up here would be my focus. All right. And 5-minute chart. But before we do that, let's take a quick glance at dollar index. All right, dollar index having an inside trading day. Not much to work with there. This long wick, that is a discount PD array. You can get quadrants on that. So because I do want lower prices in the NASDAQ, ideally you want to see higher prices in dollars. So what I'm going to do is get quadrants on this wick. So we have the upper quadrant, we have midpoint, lower quadrant, and then of course the low of the wick. Let's drop down to 15-minute chart. And dollar is looking absolutely disgusting, so we're done with that. We're not even gonna worry about it. Let's go ahead and get off of that. Let's see. We'll look at S&P. I know some people trade ES. So same thing. I want to see S&P stay heavy in the lower half of this down close candle from Friday's trading. 15-minute fair value gap, sell side here. S&P does not have an imbalance like the NASDAQ does. But I'll be watching to see if we want to make a run for the sell side. These clean highs are also too smooth, so that'll be something I'll wait for like after the opening bell, letting the first 30 minutes play by, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. See what that does, and then work with that going in from 10 o'clock to noon. Bitcoin, don't ever mention that trash coin in this live stream. Bitcoin, are you kidding me? We don't do crypto over here. I don't do crypto. But just for you, because I'm in a great mood, let's take a look at it. What is it? BTC, USD? Yeah, that's nasty. Let's just go down to a 15-minute chart. Fair value gap, order block. Okay, if we get above this high, then I'm expecting clean highs up here for Bitcoin. But for now, I like sell side as a draw. That's pretty much all I care about for Bitcoin. All right, so let's go ahead and work our way down to the 1-minute chart. But real quick, before we do that, we're going to get our highs and lows for London and Asia, along with our midnight opening price. So Asia is from 7 to midnight. Low of Asia comes in right on the 7 p.m. candle. Okay, Asia's high comes in at 11:45. London is from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. You want to get your highs and lows between that time window as well. Your London high comes in right at 2 a.m. And your London low comes in at 4:30 in the morning. All right, so those are the highs and lows that I care about. Let's drop down to, let's see if we have any new week opening gaps, new day opening gaps nearby first. I don't want to get my chart too messy before the opening bell, so I think we're just going to work with what we have intraday for now. And then after the opening bell, we'll look more into the higher time frame, new week opening gaps, and all that good stuff. All right. 5-minute chart. Making sure all of these are right. 48, 25, 49, okay. All right, let's drop down to, well, first of all, Looks like NASDAQ may want to make a run for these equal highs after dropping down beneath Asia's low, London low, clearing out sell side here. We have equal highs, buy side as well, and this SIBI. This buy side here is really attractive, really clean. So I wouldn't mind NASDAQ stabbing up into all this liquidity here and then observing how we react after doing so, if we do so. But let's go to a 1 minute chart. And price pretty much slowly gravitating higher, down close candles, supporting price. Inefficiencies staying open, respecting its consequent encroachment. So right now in a buy program, everything looking bullish. Focus for now before the opening bell, buy side above these highs here. So there's my bias for the next, what's that, 45 minutes, 30 minutes? Indicators are just session indicators. I have all that in the FAQ channel in the Discord. How do you deal with too fast profit taking? I mean, if you made money, you made money. If you close a trade too early but you made money, you got nothing to complain about, nothing to beat yourself up about. I mean, you did your job. You made money. Just tape read and grow. Slowly grow and being able to hold your trades longer. But you're never going to get out at the highest high, get in at the lowest low every single trade. So you got to get out eventually. But as long as you made money, it's not that big of a deal. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Gold. I was thinking about adding gold to the watch list soon. Let's take a look at it. Gold having a nice buy day so far. After clearing out the sell side, we had that outline for the past couple weeks, trading into this inefficiency, and we have a balanced price range here. Okay, it was going to take a real significant price move to get through all that. Getting a nice little retracement. 15-minute chart, relative equal highs for gold. That's my draw. Just too clean, too obvious, bright as day. Buy side, nope, not there. This buy side here. And there you go. That's my bias for gold, higher. 15-minute buy side liquidity. Nope, only tape reading. I always tape read on Mondays. I don't trade Mondays. Trading it Tuesday through Friday in the Discord. In the cord. What's up, Hunter? So watching to see if NASDAQ has a willingness to get up here before the opening bell. So in the next about 40 minutes, which is 40 1-minute candles, I'm watching to see if we want to stab above this high. Futures prop firms, I'm the last person to ask as far as prop firms. I don't really care for them. I'll be at what time is it? 8:50. I'll be able to get in the conference room in about 8 minutes. See you, Tim. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes out here. So just trading above Asia's low. Right now, trading in between Asia's low and London's low. Those are old reference points for liquidity that I like to keep on my chart. Okay, those can be reversal points. Those can be extra confluence for my trades. Trading in between those right now. I already finished 2023 videos. If you feel like you're ready to start the 2024 playlist, go for it. If you don't feel ready, don't do it. Speaking of that, I'm sharing some more notes in the Discord from the 2024 mentorship from lecture. I haven't decided which lecture notes I'm sharing, but I will be sharing those today. I also have I haven't posted on YouTube in 5 days, but I have a video ready to go, cooking in the drafts. As soon as we get off this stream, I'll get that posted. How do we know the bias? I'm glad you asked, because I have a 13-minute video about bias that will be posted right after today's stream. So if you're not subscribed to the channel with post notifications turned on, I'm dropping a video about how to create bias, how to read bias, the difference between bias and narrative, all that good stuff, top down, from daily chart, hourly chart, 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart, finding setups using this week's example. So just stay tuned for that. It will be posted right after today's stream. Okay, right now we're in that macro, 850 to 910. Again, I'm looking for buy side. I'm watching to see, should NASDAQ trade above this high? I want to see how fast can we do it. Can we do it energetically with a lot of speed, a lot of aggressiveness, and get a strong close above that high? That would be ideal. What's up, Elijah? I've been good, man. I've been really good, really blessed. How you doing? Doing good. Been doing really, really good. Really blessed. Highly favored. Jesus is good. God has been good. But, you know, I'm always doing good when I got Jesus in my life, so I really can't complain. Even a bad day ain't so bad when he around, you know. Blessed, 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 blessed. I'm just ready to go in this conference room in about 5 minutes in some AC. Get some better internet connection in there. The automatic doors open at 9, so I'll be able to get in there soon. I'm live on YouTube once, maybe twice a week. For the most part, once or twice a week. But whenever I'm live on YouTube, it's just tape reading. I'm not pressing buttons. I'm not trading or any of that. I'm only live trading in the Discord. So as far as actually pressing buttons, seeing my executions, and watching me trade live, that's only available privately for the Discord community, the full access people. But I like coming out here once or twice a week. Every Monday is a free stream because I don't trade Mondays. So every Monday I come out here, and then maybe, not all the time, but maybe I'll pick a random day during the week and I'll do another tape reading stream, maybe like the PM session, or once in a blue moon I'll come out here and do an Asia stream, something like that. Webinar is tomorrow afternoon, and it's going to be a banger. This webinar, I think it's going to be one of the best ones. It's going to be good. So definitely bring, for those in the Discord, bring your notepad, bring your pencil. Okay, the webinar is tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. It's going to happen during the PM session, and it's going to be one of the best ones. It's going to be one of the best ones. It's going to be very eye-opening. I feel like some of y'all are going to have an epiphany moment. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. So tomorrow, 1:30, be there, be square. And yes, it will be recorded and posted in the webinar channel for those who can't tune in live for whatever reason. Bias and all that, all your questions for bias is going to be somewhat helped. Okay, you should gain a little bit more insight, clarity from the video I post today regarding bias and narrative I can't just teach bias in one video. That's more of like a private mentorship kind of experience. You got to walk through the daily chart as the daily candles are printing and kind of just go through it. But the video I'm dropping today will give you a lot of insight on how I form bias and pick certain levels from top down. Okay, I'm watching to see we form relative equal highs here. Watching to see if NASDAQ wants to trade above that. And again, I'm watching the speed at which we trade above these highs. I don't want us to take out this high, treat it like a turtle soup, kind of hang around, break down, retrace lower. Okay, if we take out this high, it needs to be aggressive, it needs to be fast. If we get that, then I'm really confident we're aiming for the buy side up here. So that's my analysis. That's what I'm looking at right now, going into the opening bell in about 30 minutes. New week, new opportunities, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a great week. It is going to be a tremendous week, not just for me, but for everybody else in this stream. I just got a feeling it's going to be a great week. In the markets, outside of the markets, in our personal lives, it's just going to be a great week. Great week all around. All right, let me start getting my stuff ready because this conference room should be opening soon. So let me start packing. This should be the last day I have to do this. Hopefully I have Wi-Fi before tomorrow's stream, so hopefully I don't gotta do this no more. But ooh, that was probably loud. My bad. So unprofessional. All right, let's make a quick little move. I'm gonna mute myself so it's not too loud. Oh, thought I muted myself. Guess not. All right, this is the setup I like right here. Not in the chart, my trade setup, my desk. So I like this candle right here. I like the aggressiveness. I like the bold face candle trading above this high. I'm watching to see, do we stay strong? Because again, for the next 30 minutes, my focus is up here. All right, let me get everything set up again. 1 second. All right. There we go. Now I think we're good. Oh, let me get my charger. We're going to be here for 3 more hours, so I got to keep my laptop plugged in. I'm watching that fair value gap here. Should we trade down into it? I want to see if there's any support in that to take us higher. Psychological tips. If you go to my YouTube channel, I stopped doing them, but if you go to my YouTube channel in the little podcast section, you'll see I have a little podcast theme titled Friday Group Discussions. When the Discord was smaller, every Friday we used to hop in one of the voice channels and just have like a group psychology discussion. I don't do it anymore, but there's about 4 or 5 videos in there. They're about an hour long or so. All the psychology stuff. I have like guest speakers, a guest trader on there one time. Definitely want to go take a listen to that. It's good stuff. But I have videos on my channel about psychology, about losing and all that jazz. For those who are in the Discord, there's a whole channel, there's a whole thread as far as psychology, handling losses. Speaking of losses, our homework assignment for this week is losses. So for those who didn't take a look at the homework assignment, okay, we're going over our losing trades the past week. I sent the example in there as well of my losses and how I want you to journal, how I want you to explain your stop, your entry, your target, things you could have done better in that trade that you lost, so that way we're ready to go for this week. Yeah. Definitely, I feel like that homework assignment was well fitted for the past week. Especially, it wasn't my best week. I know a lot of people also had a rough week as well. And I feel like this week's homework assignment, it was just well fit to just take a step back, break down our losses, really dig in, not just sweep it under the rug. So that way, you know, we can come back bigger and better. So, broker statements, oh, brother. I don't share broker statements. And that's for me and other companies that require proof of income and things of that sort. Those are the only people that see my broker statements. My own mother doesn't even see my broker statements. So, yeah, I got nothing to prove, man. I just make videos, trade, and live stream, and try to help as many people as I can. I don't got to come out here and prove myself. Broker statements. Come on. I'll give you my social security number too while we're at it. Just jokes. Don't get too offended. We're just having fun. So we got about 25 minutes or so to the opening bell. For everybody who's tuned in right now, if you don't mind liking the live stream, okay, supposedly it does something for the algorithm, helps boost the live stream out there. Okay, I'm not the biggest YouTuber, not the biggest streamer, but I do feel like I'm one of, just like the live stream, share it with your friends, your trading buddies, all that fun jazz. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I read a lot of your comments saying this is your guys' first time here. I think you're going to enjoy it here. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord as well. I chatted up with the gang in there, and it's just good stuff. So thank you in advance for the subscriptions, the lives, the shares, the comments. Much, much appreciated. Very, very grateful for each and every one of you. I really am. Let's go. So there's that fair value gap. Okay, I like the bodies unwilling to close past midpoint. Again, relative equal highs. All this buy side, in my opinion, is just way too smooth, way too clean. Okay, that's just like a flashing neon sign saying, come get me. So not only do we trade down into the inefficiency, but we also traded down once more into Asia's low. Okay, that's an old liquidity pool, but it gets reused time and time again. You can see us bouncing off this fair value gap here and also trading off of London's low. Okay, so you put those levels on your chart, drag it all the way through for the entire day. and you'll find a lot of setups around these levels. Not the furu. The furu. Oh, man. While NASDAQ does this thing, we also have a small little fair value gap in here, coupled with the bullish order block, these consecutive down close candles. I'm watching that inefficiency laying on top of Asia's low. But let's trade down. Let's go down. S&P, the buy side here, way too smooth. Relative equal highs, I'll be looking for that to be tagged. We're not too far away from that. Dow. Okay, smooth highs all throughout here. Common saying by ICT, smooth edges like to be made jagged. This right here is way too smooth. So I like this being taken out for the Dow. And dollar index. Okay, for right now, since I do want buy side to be tagged, ideally you want to see lower prices in dollar index because they should, in a symmetrical market, in a perfect market, they should be moving in opposite directions, dollar and the indices. So I want buy side for NASDAQ. I'm looking for sell side and dollar. Alex G. Oh my goodness. Alex G. That's almost worse than Romero or Romeo. What's his name? The CRT dude. Romeo or Romero? I think it's Romero. No, it's Romeo. I don't know. They're all the same if you ask me. But we're not here to talk about that. Romeo, Romero, Romeo and Juliet. No, I don't care. I'm not following anybody on Twitter for a reason. I try to stay away from all that nonsense. It's real easy to get sucked up in all the drama, ego, chest beating, all that kind of stuff. We don't have time for all that. $100 to $1 million. Anybody who believes that, I mean, come on. If anybody believes you could take $100 to $1 million in what, a couple weeks or whatever, and isn't he using like his own broker, like some unregulated, like, you know what? We're not even gonna get into that because I don't even want that conversation in my stream. It's bringing down the value. I'm not hating. I don't believe everything I see online. That's all. I don't believe everything I see. That's just me, though. Yeah, 1 million to 100. If you're asking me, though, if you're asking for my opinion, I think it's fake. The whole $100 to $1 million thing. I think it's. I don't think it's legitimate, and I don't. From what I don't know anything about it. I don't keep up with the dude, but I don't think he's using a regulated broker. I think he's using some like, either his own broker or some. It's not like Trade-Evate or TradeStation or something. Some kind of, I don't know where he's clearing the trades through, but in my opinion, it's as real as the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. I'm just gonna say that. But anyway, that was boring, wasn't it? God, I love Mondays. I love it. Yeah, we ain't gonna get into that. Matter of fact, nah, we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. I respect Mike, chasing a payday. I ain't mad at you, but come on, brother. Come on, brother. Like, come on, my guy. Getting some speed towards that buy side. Okay. That order block we highlighted, these consecutive 4 down close candles, coupled with the fair value gap here. That's what we like to call a high probability order block when you have a fair value gap coupled with it. And again, our focus is still up here. I want to see this tag before the opening bell, so we have about 17 minutes. Do I trade for a living? Yes, I'm full-time. I went full-time I got fired from my job in May or June, and then ever since I've been full-time, and it's been a blessing. 23 years old, just turned 23, and full-time. God is good. Yeah, I got fired. It was nothing crazy, but it was just some shenanigans. It was meant to be, though. Like, it was already written from the Lord that I was not supposed to be there any longer. Because now I get to trade and I get to help a lot of people. So if I was still working, I wouldn't be able to help as many people. I wouldn't be able to push out as much content. I wouldn't be able to be as active in the Discord and whatnot. So by me being blessed to do this full time and have more time for content, more and more people are finding the channel. More people are finding the Asia model. I don't know if I ever would have came out with the Asia model if I was still working. I probably would have been too tired to even do all that. So it's been a blessing in disguise for sure. Nah, I hated that job. I hated it. Hated it. All right, when can you expect movement in the market? Okay, we talked about we're in that 850 to 910 macro. And right now, what we are going to do is a live journal entry. Assuming NASDAQ hits the buy side, we have, in my opinion, 15 minutes to do it. Okay. This inefficiency here. This is your bread and butter pre-market setup using time, macro, price, looking for the buy side. Opening price of these 4 consecutive down close candles is your bullish order block. And then small little inefficiency. I'm not going to draw it because I do want to focus on Asia's low being traded to here, or it looks like we just fell short of it. And so this is how I like to journal. Let's do, let's put it right here. I love doing this stuff. Like, it never gets old. Just journaling and just, like, I'm obsessed with it, to be honest. There. Stay tuned for your buy side that we outline. Called it beforehand, just like we always do. I'm gonna look at the chat room once I finish this little journal entry. couple more seconds. Just my notes have to be perfect, so, because I'm trying to, this is for me. I share them on social media and in the Discord, but I save these, so my notes and journal entries have to be to my liking. Make sure I have no typos in here. And then I know I'm spending way more time on this than I normally do, but again, this is for me, so I just like sharing it with the community, my thought process, and how I like to go back and look at old price moves. All right, let's see. Unicorn Queen, what's up? All right, let me scroll up. Yeah, I don't care about that job, man. I mean, I like the people I worked with, but job's just not for me. I had like 7 of them, but much more of an entrepreneur. Do you ever look at the higher time frame? I do. Normally I have a monitor next to me, but I'm still getting moved in. I did order a new desk, but the package is being shipped in 2 different packages, so I got the first package, which is just like the legs and the wheels and all that for the desk, but I'm still waiting on the actual tabletop. So, but normally, yes, I do have a monitor, but for now, I'm just looking at one screen. But when I'm trading, pressing buttons, I definitely prefer to have a side monitor to look at all the time frames. Am I still looking for shorts? No, I'm not looking for shorts. I'm looking for buy side. Buy side is the draw. Consequent encroachment is the midpoint of any inefficiency. Mean threshold is the midpoint of a breaker, order block, balanced price range, things of that sort. Spooling means the algorithm is going to send price higher or lower. It's going to start running in any given direction. Santa's reindeer is named Vixen. I sent a DM on Twitter. I see my DMs on Twitter and Instagram, but it's like the best way to get in contact with me is through Discord, because I can't really keep up with the Instagram DMs. And then like when I respond to a DM on Instagram, no offense, but everybody likes to have like a really long conversation, like a 20-minute conversation. So it's like I kind of shied away from answering DMs on Instagram and Twitter, but I'm active pretty much 24/7 in the Discord. Like I haven't went to sleep. I've been up all night. The video I filmed that's going to be posted right after today's stream, I filmed that at like 5 in the morning. I just don't be sleeping, but I feel good though. Anything before 9:30 is pre-market. Discord link is pinned in the top of the chat room. You can see everything included, the pricing and all that fun jazz. It's also in the description of every video I post. It's in the description of this live stream as well. I'm watching this fair value gap. If it's good, if it's really bullish, I like for this to stay open. We have a small minor consolidation. Fair value gap leaving the consolidation. Ideally, you want to see that stay open, or at least the lower half Okay, so if you do trade down into this imbalance, I would want the lower half to not be traded to. Just fell short of this buy side, but what do we have here? Okay, that is also relative equal highs, but I did like this draw. So I want to see if NASDAQ can still stab above that. Because what do we do here? If we did reverse, all we did was leave more relative equal highs with this high here and this high. So in my opinion, if we were to rotate lower from here, we have unfinished business. But then again, that could be helpful during the opening range, possibly provide a Judas swing, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. You have 1 minute to ask something thoroughly. You have 1 minute to ask you something 30 minutes later. I'm leaving my journal entries on because I'm gonna take another screenshot when we take out the buy side, and then that'll be my journal entry. This is my best case scenario, hypothetical target. What's up, NDU? Asia's from 7 p.m. to midnight, according to the wise man. Move this. Minimum you need to trade futures. I cannot provide any comments on that. Minimum balance, how much you need to start trading, how much you need to trade. Like, I can't. Just take that up with your broker, email them, but that's out of my forte. This candle closing near the high, this inefficiency. In my opinion, all we did was just leave relative equal highs now. So I'm not convinced that our job is done going higher. But then again, in my opinion, we have about 4 1-minute candlesticks to tag the buy side. Once we hit 9:30, I like to kind of just drop my bias and let the opening range pan out, and then go back in, frame my bias after 10 o'clock. Because that 9:30 can form a Judas swing. We can break lower, take out this low, then work higher, clearing out the buy side. So once we hit that opening bell, I resort back to a neutral bias. Yes, I rely heavily on the midnight opening price when I'm trading. That's something we talk about a lot. That's just kind of one of my, I guess that's really unique to my trading style. The midnight opening price, 8:30 opening price, and the 10 a.m. open. Those are really the 3 key opening prices I look at when I'm trading the morning session. Definitely plays a huge role in my bias, plays a huge role in whether or not I'm going to take a trade, all that fun jazz. I take normally on a decent week, I'm taking 4 to 5 trades a week. 4 to 5 trades a week on average. Usually 1 to 2 trades a day. 1% a week is definitely a reasonable target. I think 1% a week is a great target for, like, if you're on the verge of profitability, or if you're a break-even trader seeking profitability. 1% a week, I think, is a really realistic objective. Really low threshold hanging objective, especially if you're risking like 0.5%, even 0.25%. getting 1% a week, you can absolutely do that. That's definitely reasonable. All right, so once 9:30 hits, I'm going to clear off everything I have on my chart. We're going to watch the opening range pan out, and then we'll jump deeper into forming a bias and whatnot once the opening range is completed. NASDAQ just fell short of that high, but relative equal highs. I'm curious to see if we leave this in place. All right, let's clear this off. It's getting a little messy. Let's just take everything off. So this is your window for the opening range. Okay, you're going to get your first presented fair value gap, your initial buy side, and your initial sell side liquidity. Get your highest high and lowest low during these 30 minutes. Okay, I want to see, do we trade down, possibly form a Judas swing? Do we consolidate? I love using the opening range. Okay, me personally, I don't trade the first 30 minutes. I love using it for insight, just seeing what we do. What kind of stops do we run for? What kind of liquidity do we leave in place? So I submit myself to the first 30 minutes and then look for a setup after 10 a.m. Let's take this off so you can see the candle. All right, never mind. Zoom out a little bit. We've been zoomed in on the 1 minute chart for a little while. My bias longer term on the daily chart is bearish. Okay, I sent the weekly forecast out in Discord and publicly on Twitter, but I am looking for a sell side, okay, as a longer term draw. We highlighted this 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, wanted that to be used as resistance. I'm gonna keep posting this because this was pretty much like as good of a signal as you're gonna get from me, because I don't do signals, but this was, I mean, it's perfect. Relative equal lows down here. Okay, assuming NASDAQ is done going higher. Okay, the fact that we cannot take out this buy side, I'm right now I'm treating that as NASDAQ has an unwillingness to take out this high, which is for me exceedingly bearish. Let's look around real quick. S&P must be random. As soon as it clears out the buy side, we annotated, breaks lower. The Dow must be random again. Buy side equal highs. So after seeing that, I like the sell side here. And then on the daily chart, longer term basis. Okay, not saying we'll get this today, obviously, but I like the sell side down here. Let's see, 15-minute. So this is a balanced price range. This single pass, let me make sure. Okay. Balanced price range, this single pass down, followed by this single pass up. Okay, that portion that overlaps, that is balance. If NASDAQ eats through that, which right now we're already trading through mean threshold, so that's a sign of heaviness. Okay, mean threshold is midpoint of a balanced price range. If we get through that, I like the relative equal lows down here, just way too smooth. We have the sell side here, obviously. And then where? It's all the way down here. Daily sell side. Okay, not saying we'll get that today, but That's my magnet. Okay, that's where I believe price is slowly gravitating towards. Whoops, not that. Not that. So mean threshold of your balanced price range. Okay, midpoint, if we close beneath that, right now we're already digging in through midpoint pretty easily. So that signs of heaviness, in my opinion. Focusing on the sell side here. All right, so now that we have that behind us, let's drop down to a 5-minute. Okay, cleared out relative equal highs. You also have S&T here, because what do we see NASDAQ, or not NASDAQ, what do we see S&P and the Dow do? S&P took out its buy side. The Dow took out all of its buy side. NASDAQ, in my opinion, I'm seeing this as we're so heavy, it doesn't even have a willingness to take out this high like the other markets did. See how we just fell short of that? So I'm seeing that as weakness. I'm talking about that in the video that I'm posting after the stream. Underlying weakness, signatures in price, failing to take out buy side when we're already bearish on a higher time frame. Okay, that's signs of heavy order flow. So let's go down, or let me see. I wish I didn't clear off the Asia and London levels, but we'll put it back on the chart. I get a lot of questions on how I draw them. So midnight opening price here. And all right, so this is how I do it. I don't use indicators when marking out my highs and lows for Asia and London. I like doing it by hand. So Asia is from 7 p.m. to midnight. Your low comes in right at the 7 p.m. candle. All right, Asia's high comes in up here. And then London is 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. All right, so your highs and lows during London come in right at that 2 a.m. high, or what is that? Yeah. And then your London low comes in right here. And I like to keep those 4 levels of liquidity on my chart throughout the entire day. All right, 5-minute chart. Oh, we're already on a 5-minute chart. 1-minute chart. First presented fair value gap has not been formed yet. Okay, this candle is your 9:30 candle. Your first fair value gap cannot form with a 9:30 candle. Okay, it has to be 9:31 to 10 o'clock. It has to form within those 29 minutes. Okay, so this is not your first fair value gap. I look at regular trading hours, but since I already know what I'm looking for, I don't really need the opening range gap. I do like to take a quick glance just to see, okay, we opened higher at a premium, traded down to about constant encroachment. But if I already know my drawn liquidity, if I already know where I want to see price head towards, I don't rely on regular trading hours that much. Nope, 7. Asia is from 7 to midnight. That's the entire Asia window. It's not 6, it's not 8, 7 p.m. It's raining outside. Hopefully this Wi-Fi doesn't trip out. So what I prefer to see is this fair value gap up here not be traded to. Okay, notice how we kind of slowly meander down, slowly, and then we get to 9:30 and we get a little bit of a aggressive push. Okay, ideally, if NASDAQ wants to go lower, I don't want to see this fair value gap traded to. Treat that like a breakaway gap, but this fair value gap is the one that I like to see take us lower. So not only do we trade inside this fair value gap, we also took out this short-term high, trading above London's high, which again is an old pool of liquidity. So I'm watching to see if this region here can send us lower. Preferably don't want to see this traded too, but this is why I submit myself to the first 30 minutes, because NASDAQ, remember we talked about unfinished business up here. So we do have relative equal lows, but we also have relative equal highs. So during the first 30 minutes, I'm not trading it, but I submit myself to see, do we want to run out the buy side unfinished business during 9:30 to 10 o'clock? And if we do that, I'll be more convinced that, okay, the stage is set to go lower. So now I'm watching, do we want to work lower from here, which is something I prefer to see, or does NASDAQ want to reach up and take out the buy side like S&P and the Dow did? 7 p.m. Friday. No, Asia is from 7 to midnight. You can fact check me on it. Asia is 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. New York local time. So NASDAQ showing strength. Looks like it may want to make a run for that buy side. Still have about 20 minutes for this opening range. Trading above Asia's low. Okay, all of those are old reference points for liquidity. Look at dollar. Haven't taken a glance at it in a while. Looking bearish. There's the sell side, relative equal lows. Yeah, I still want lower prices. Gabe. Just look up YouTube search. Just look up like ICT Asia. I think it's called like Incorporating the Asian Range. And it's an old video where he's like going over Forex. And he talks about using the highest high, lowest low in Asia and extending that through. It's an old video, but quick little YouTube search, you'll find it. But Asia is 7 p.m. to midnight. Richard, what's up, Richard? Asia starts at 7, y'all. Okay, I see. I gotta pull up the receipts. Y'all really trying to test my studying, huh? I guess I'll pull it up for y'all. A little bit, Hunter, a little bit, but I have a lot of people watching me for the first time, so you know, it is what it is. I see. I gotta pull out the receipts, but that's okay. I'm really a student for real, I promise. It's that at Forex indices, it applies to the same. It's all time. It's all the same. It's Photoshop. Come on, man. I got the receipts today. I got time today. First presented fair value gap is that small fair value gap, that SIBI here. What time is that? You are 9. Make sure I get that right. Yeah, your 941 candle is your first presented fair value gap. It's really small. It's like just a few handles, so I'm not going to keep it on my chart. But just visually, I already know that that's our first fair value gap. Looking for a lot of speed underneath this low, because again, we did have SMT up here, assuming NASDAQ does not want to clean up the unfinished business, the equal lows here. And remember, we're already bearish on the daily chart looking for, did I take it off? I guess I took it off. But we're looking for a sell side on the daily chart. I'm not, oh, speaking of that, that's probably why. That's my bad. I don't have my little handy dandy disclaimer up here. SMT, smart money technique, or smart money. There's something else. It was like 2 different variations. Smart money technique or smart money something. Smart money tool. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Julian. Smart money tactic, close enough. Smart money time. Oh, goodness. We're all over the place today. I never heard of smart money time. I'm watching this low. I'm watching to see how fast, okay, assuming NASDAQ wants to take out this low, I'm watching to see how fast or would you want to do that. If it's really bearish, really heavy, which I think it is because we're failing to take out buy side, this is when I want to see like fast, down close candles really rip through that. That's a signature that I like to look for. So once, that's my stomach. I haven't ate yet, so. So ideally, okay, in my opinion, in a perfect market, this fair value gap is what I wanted to see take us lower. I wanted to see this stay open. We ended up trading into it, okay? The body's respecting it perfectly. But in a perfect environment, you want to see this stay open, but there's no problem seeing it trade all the way in there. I'm not perfect, but that delivery is nice. Smart money Trump. That's funny. Smart money theory. This is a bearish order block. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5, 6 consecutive up close candles. Okay, that is one full bearish order block. Okay, so we open, trade up, hit the low of this candle. We also have a fair value gap here. I'm watching to see do we leave that open. If we trade into it, I would want that to send us lower because we have a fair value gap coupled with a bearish order block. So I'm watching to see if there's any sensitivity in this region here. But I did share on Twitter, though, I am expecting somewhat of a difficult Monday morning session so far. Price is looking good, but I was coming in with sort of low expectations because remember, the morning session after a large range day can typically be a little muddy, and we had a large range day on Friday, a massive sell-off, and today's trading, Monday morning, is the Monday morning following that large range day. So we're still in the opening range, but I'm curious to see what kind of price action we get from like 10 o'clock to 11:30. We shall see. See, Mr. Calloway, will I ever move to Forex? No. Forex is too unprofessional. The spreads, the brokers, the shenanigans, I like how ICT describes futures as the gentleman's market, because it really is just that, a gentleman's market. Everybody has the same price. There's no funny business with the brokers. I just like futures. So still looking for speed. Not only do I want speed, but we're going to outline this as the low of your bearish order block. I don't have my monitor, so I have to remind myself to flip through the higher time frames. We have a fair value gap inefficiency here, but I'm expecting price to eat through that. I'm not really seeing that as a buying opportunity. I don't want to see this fair value gap take us higher. My focus is the relative equal lows, because our narrative, our bias on the higher time frame, which I'm dropping that video tonight, our narrative is because we failed to take out the buy side, NASDAQ showing underlying weakness, and our bias is bearish on the daily chart. My bias is bearish on the daily chart. There's that fair value gap coupled with a bearish order block. I still really haven't, this candle's nice. I like this large body, that strong close. I'm still looking for more aggressiveness. I don't like how we closed. Yes, it was fast, energetic, but we started to hang around. I'm still looking for that large displacement, sort of like what we're seeing here. Must be random. Draw this out. What signs of bearish order flow that we like to look for? Bodies respecting what? Consequent encroachment. Remember we talked about this up here? What is a high probability order block when you have a fair value gap attached to it? So these 4 down close candles coupled with a fair value gap, that's a high probability bullish order block. Okay, I'm seeing this as the same thing. These consecutive up close candles before this rotation lower, the start of the order block starts right here. Change in state deliveries, the opening price, and it's what? It's coupled with a fair value gap resting inside of it. Body stopping right, consequent encroachment, and now I'm watching to see, can we expand towards the relative equal lows down here? Man, I'm feeling good. Doggone. I love Mondays. I can't wait to trade tomorrow. Oh, man. I love this stuff. Doggone. I just love, it's really technical science. Like, I just love the technicality of trading. I love, like, you can really be a freak with this stuff. Like, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This up close candle, I'm watching to see if there's any sensitivity in that. We have an order block here, and we have an up close candle inside of an order block. So I want to see that act as a propulsion block. Okay, that should offer speed. That usually acts as an accelerator. Okay, a propulsion block is an order block inside of an order block. So I'm watching this up close candle. It's low of the wick all the way to the opening price. Normally is your most sensitive price point, and I want to see if that can take us lower into the sell side down here on your 15-minute chart. You can be a freak regardless. That's crazy. That's a wild statement, not gonna lie. Oh, man. Let me look around real quick because I don't have my monitor, so. Oh, Dow's looking nasty. That's pretty nasty. Dollar index cleared out relative equal lows. Looks like it may want to retrace for a little bit, which is normal. Again, I'm watching the opening price all the way to the low of this wick. I want to see if that could take us lower. I've been trading going on 5 years now. Like, I dabbled in it a little bit in like 2020, 2021. Like, I wasn't really like trading. I was like growing an interest, kind of watching a few videos here and there. But probably like 2021, the later half of 2021 is when I really started like, okay, I want to be a trader. Like, let me figure out this whole trading stuff. Started off like everybody else, retail, forex, trend lines, supply and demand, same thing how everybody else gets introduced to the industry, and then discovered ICT in 2023 and have been using its concepts ever since. The Discord link is pinned in the top of the chat room. It's also in the top link of this description. I watched pretty much all of ICT's videos. Not all of them, but like, everybody asked me, I'm sure people who tune into the stream on the regular is tired of me answering, what ICT playlist should you watch? It doesn't matter. Everything on this channel makes money. It's about the effort that you put in to study. It doesn't matter if it's the 2022 playlist, 23, 24 playlist, the 25 playlist he's coming out with next year. It doesn't matter, because it's about how you take notes. Are you studying? Are you putting in the time? Are you annotating your own charts, putting in the work on your own behalf? That's what makes the difference. All right, so when do I want to see movement? We're in the small little consolidation. That's fine, because what time is it? We're in that 9:50 to 10:10 macro. So it's fine that we're consolidating, stalling a little bit, but because we're in that 20-minute window, I'm expecting speed, preferably to the downside. Okay, you can expect price to start spooling within this 20-minute window. So we have about 15 minutes until this macro ends, looking for a little bit more displacement. And again, focusing on the relative equal lows on that 15-minute chart. How can I add this notes on your chart? What you mean? Full access. Let's go, Shakira. We'll have a lot of fun. And remember, for those in the Discord, our webinar, we didn't have a webinar Sunday. I sent out a little notification, but our webinar is tomorrow. It's a little different this week. Okay, our webinar is tomorrow at 1:30, so it's going to take place during the PM session. So if you can't tune in, if you're going to be trading the PM session, or if you're going to be working, or whatever the case may be, it is going to be recorded, but webinar is tomorrow. Okay, it's a little different. What's up, Jordan? I'm doing good. Appreciate it. How you doing, Jordan? My cousin's name is Jordan. The most disciplined trader on YouTube, baby. That's how we roll. Discipline, risk management, controlling emotions, treating trading like a business. That's what this YouTube channel is about. No funny business, no drama, none of the shenanigans. Just charts, analysis, a couple jokes here and there. But that's all we do. I understand why this is bearish right now. The video I'm dropping right when we get off of here at around 12:30 or so will help you with bias, why am I bearish, narrative, all that stuff. Stay tuned. During my nap time. No, we're not napping tomorrow. Get up and tune into the webinar. It's going to be the best one of the year, I promise. You don't want to miss it. I just realized I didn't even put any new week opening gaps or new day opening gaps on my chart. We just been looking at straight 1 minute price action. But I already I'm already knowing what I'm looking for on the daily chart, so I'm not going to use any new week opening gaps or new day opening gaps at the moment unless price starts doing something that is outside of what I want to see. Then I'll slap on some new week opening gaps and new day opening gaps. But for now, I'm just looking for sell side, keeping it simple. Yeah, grab your notepad. Grab your notepad. It's going to be good stuff. Why I chose the 15-minute fair value gap to send price lower. Okay, the reason why I specifically highlighted this fair value gap, all that's going to be explained in the video I'm dropping right after this live stream. It's already ready to go in the drafts. It's already recorded. The title, caption, all that is already ready to go. Okay, I'm explaining why I picked this fair value gap specifically and not this one or not anything up here. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Cluster of new week opening gaps. All right, let me put these new week opening gaps on my chart. Normally I do this every stream, but we've just been getting so caught up on the 1 minute chart. Let me see. Oh yeah, we do have a lot of new week opening gaps. We have this one here. This one here. And we have our current new week opening gap, which is small. I'm not going to put our current new week opening gap on. It's not really that large. I'll put it on for now, but I'm going to delete it once we get to the 1 minute chart. Let's go to 15. Let's go to 5. So we do have a cluster here that changes some things. 1 minute chart. My stomach's growling. I'm sorry. I'm starving. That just made my chart a little more messy, didn't it? Put this up here. Improving the Asian. Yeah, that's what's up. Nishan, if I'm saying that right. That's what's up. I haven't traded Asia in a while. I think last time we traded Asia was like Wednesday or Thursday. But I just been too busy. Let me look around. Ooh, Dow's just nasty. Dow's really. But again, remember what I said earlier. We're coming off a large range day. Okay, the morning session following a large range day could be typically, most times, a little bit more difficult. So this is Friday's trading. Large sell-off. Okay, what is that? About 600 handles in down movement. As soon as we open, it was just off to the races. And we're now trading in the morning session following this trading day here. So we shall see. Opening range is completed, so your initial buy side is above this high. Let me see if this works this time. There we go. Initial buy side, your highest high between 9:30, 10 o'clock is here. Initial sell side is here. So right now we're trading inside of the entire opening range. Let me see. Let's take this off. And let's take this off. We got above it, use it as an inversion level. This is your initial buy side. And then, okay, this is in the way. We just got to take this off. Our unfinished business up here. Longer term, perhaps later in the day, I still favor the sell side down here. I'm not convinced that our job is done down here, but I am watching to see if NASDAQ wants to clean the rest of this up. But it could be during lunch. It could be during the 10:50 to 11:10 a.m. macro. It could be during the final hour macro, but eventually these equal lows, I want to see that cleaned up. Oh, man. How did you make that yellow? It's just an indicator. It's an indicator. Right there. So this is the buy side we had on our chart previously. It was actually this high here. But looking at this, we also had this high. Gravitating towards that. Yeah, I moved out. I actually just bought a couch, bought a couch 2 days ago. That should be here on the 25th, they said. They're going to come in, bring it up, install it and all that. Install it like it's technology. They're going to put the couch together, whatnot. And once I get Wi-Fi, that would be nice. But yeah, I'm all moved out. It's just now just furniturizing the apartment and all that. Oh my goodness, Brennan, are you okay? Just got in a trade on accident. About to blow my funded. I was about to get a payout. I don't know. I can't help you there, brother. Is that a word? Furnishing? Furnishing? Furniturizing? Furnishing? I think it's furnishing, right? Furniturizing. Is that not a word? Is that not a word? Furniturizing. I'm furniturizing. That is a word. Y'all tripping. If it's not, I just made it up. It's a word now. Furnishing. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That does sound a little better. Yeah, you're right. I was trying to be a little bit more sophisticated, you know. Furniturizing. I'm dead. Oh, man. I'm watching this breaker, see if that could take us up into the buy side. You have your low, high, lower low, last up close candle in between your two lows. But I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm being a little stubborn with my short bias. I just really like, now that we formed equal lows, like let's zoom out a little bit. This, first of all, this is just nasty. Let's get that out the way. But now we just formed like a triple bottom. These equal lows, relatively equal. And then on the 1 minute chart, these lows here, relatively equal. But for now, the buy side that we highlighted earlier, unfinished business, breaker, coupled with the fair value gap, watch and see if that could take us up into it. But eventually, at some point during the day, I do like the sell side down here. But again, we're staying on until 12. We have 2 more hours. We shall see. Furniturizing. Whatever, man. I could have sworn that was a word. General access to the Discord is just chat room, my trading plan. It doesn't include the live trading streams. It doesn't include the webinars or the homework or none of that. It's just if you want to be a part of the community, if you want to be in the Discord chatting it up with me and everybody else, it's just general access to the server. Dow is nasty. That is just moment of silence for whoever's trading the Dow right now. That's absolutely like disgusting. That's more nasty than Mike Tyson showing his ass on Twitter. That's just, did y'all see that? Bro had his whole cheeks out in the locker room. Grown man. But anyway, that's ridiculous. Excuse my French. Like, come on, dog. Like, the whole fight was just, goodness. Anyway. Oh, my goodness. I know he's in the locker room. It's just like you could have had some tights on or some, like, underwear. Like, he had, like, bro, his whole, like, the camera zoomed in a little closer. You're going to see, like, the moon, like the dark hole, you know what I'm talking about? Like, come on. Like, goodness. Oh my gosh. What does boxing come to? You know what I'm saying. The place where the moon don't shine. Why do you look at the charts during New York session on Mondays? I'm always out here on Mondays. Oh, wait, what? Yeah. I'm always out here on Mondays. So NASDAQ clearing out this buy side, just stalling, hanging around. This fair value gap, the body staying outside of it. We have buy side. The last buy side liquidity pool that I'll be looking at is this high up here, and it's also a breakaway gap. But this right here, and again, I'm already expecting a mediocre type of morning, but it doesn't look like buy side on the 5 minute, but this high in the 1 minute chart. What? Volume book map? I'm good. I feel like if I use volume profile or book map or heat map, whatever the thing is called, I feel like that would just throw my trading off so much. It's just not for me. But if it makes you money, hey, you know what I mean? It's just not my thing. The whole fight was a meme, bro. The whole thing was just a big joke. But at least they got paid, so. I don't sports bet, but after seeing that 92% of people betted on Mike Tyson to win, I should just open an account right there and just faded them and put my money on Jake Paul. After seeing 92% of people betted against Jake, I would have just faded them. Fading everybody in the gambling industry. Sports bet. They call it sports bet, but it's actually gambling. They just can't market it as gambling. Bro, Mike Tyson's glove, him biting the glove, took more damage than what he did to Jake Paul. His glove took some more damage than Jake Paul. That don't make no sense. But it was all scripted anyway. But enough about that. NASDAQ just tapping that buy side to the tick. I want to see us possibly rip through that. Because what did we do again? We just left even more cleaner relative equal highs. Yeah, lifetime to the Discord doesn't exist anymore. For those who got in when it was a thing, like you guys aren't affected, but now it's a yearly thing now. Dow just is not showing any interest in wanting to go higher at all. I do like the idea because, remember, me personally, I'm sticking with, I really like the sell side because I'm bearish on the daily chart. I mean, a fake bull flag would be nice, but we have unfinished business above this high. I don't want to see us leave the buy side intact like that. That's better. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, if you remember this balanced price range, for those who were in the stream when it first started, we talked about this single pass up, this single pass down. I said if we eat through that, then NASDAQ's likely to take out this high, and then I'll be focused on this fair value gap up here. We also have a small inefficiency here. I don't want to see us trade all the way up here. So I'm watching now. This balanced price range has all my focus. Now that we cleared out the trailed buy stops above these relative equal highs, I'm watching mean threshold. So that will look something like this. Okay, the portion of the fair value gaps that overlap, that's balanced. I'm watching the low. You can also get quadrants on it if you want to. I'm not going to do that. And I'm watching midpoint, which is mean threshold, and I want to see if there's any sensitivity in that to take us lower. If we eat through that with ease, speed, then obviously buy side, and then our first inefficiency above the buy side on the 15-minute chart. A little bit remaining here, but this right here. So let's drop down. Promotion on Black Friday? No. The Discord's already affordable compared to what everybody else is charging. So that no, there's not gonna be a Black Friday thingamajiggy. Mentorship nowhere near the price. I've done a little bit of research. I've done research before choosing a price tag, but seeing some of the prices that people are pricing their Discord communities at or whatever, and then looking at the reviews, something ain't adding up. But that's their business, not mine. So we have our midnight opening price, fair value gap. Watch and see if that stays open. This one here. Should we trade above the midnight open? We have a lot of old liquidity. Asia's high, London high. Okay, anything above the midnight opening price is a premium. So should we trade here? I'll be watching and observing to see how we react. Bias was a wee bit off. No, I'm still bearish on the daily chart. Still bearish. No money lost, no money made, no harm, no foul. But hindsight, obviously, shoulda, coulda, woulda. but I didn't have all these new week opening gaps on my chart like I normally do. That would have changed some things. We're talking about this up close candle being used as propulsion to take us lower. Well, we're trading in 3 new week opening gaps. That kind of changes the narrative. But I was too locked in on the 1 minute chart. But no, I still want lower prices throughout the week, for sure. I'm still looking for relative equal lows down here, but allowing for price to trade up, tagging the buy side that was left intact. And then we're in that balanced price range on the 15-minute chart. And then kind of just thinking out loud, we still have like 30 minutes till the London close macro, but assuming NASDAQ keeps working higher up until 10:50, that's when I always ask myself, who's been making money since 9:30? Well, we have this low here, higher low. Assuming NASDAQ keeps making higher lows, once we get to that 10:50, 11:10 macro, that's when I like to see a retracement or reversal targeting all the sell side down here. So that's just me thinking out loud. We still have a while to go till 10:50, obviously. Cause I can't breathe without you, baby. Swept all-time highs, equal lows. We shall see. Normally, I don't share the weekly forecast until after Monday. Because I don't trade Mondays, I don't really care what Mondays do. I like to use Mondays trading as insight, and then I'll create more of a stronger bias on the daily chart after Monday's trading, just to see like what took place. But for this week, I just sent out my bias. I like lower prices, especially with the energetic displacement we got on Friday. What trading journal? I'm just using a basic journal I got from, where was it? Was it Barnes & Noble? I think I got a journal from like Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, one of the bookstores. It's just it's a journal. It's nothing fancy. Pen and paper is all I need. Mixed markets, dollar index picking up a little momentum, clearing out relative equal lows, looking strong. S&P, did it tag that buy side? Let's see. Just touched it. Dow not showing any willingness. When I see stuff like this, okay, if dollar index is looking bullish, I want to see lower prices in the NASDAQ. So can NASDAQ continue to rally higher and higher? Sure. But if dollar index is looking like this, I like lower prices in the NASDAQ, especially if Dow is already showing weakness. If Dow is looking like this, it's showing no willingness to go higher. We also have dollar index working higher. I like to see NASDAQ start to match this energy of the Dow, which is weakness, and start working lower. So there's the last final buy side I was interested in. We have this fair value gap. And then we're still in that 15-minute balanced price range here. I'm watching to see if we respect mean threshold, which is that price level right there. Mean threshold, 15-minute balanced price range. Look at the bodies. So I'm watching to see if NASDAQ can match Dow's weakness, but allowing for it to trade up into a premium if it wants more buy side. If it wants the midnight open, allowing for that to happen, and then watching to see if there's a market structure shift with the fair value gap to the downside, because I'm being a little stubborn as far as wanting this sell side down here. This is what I really want. And then this down here. That's just me. That's just my bias. That's my internal analysis. That's what I favor. And then I like the idea of this becoming like a fake bull flag, Okay, everybody likes to see displacement, consolidation, displacement. Not saying that can't happen, but I love seeing stuff like that fail, where it's price leg, consolidation, everybody wants another price leg, but instead we just run over the top of them and take out that low. But that's just me thinking out loud. Okay. Your average retail trader is looking for some kind of formation like this. But me, after looking at dollar index, after looking at the Dow, I want this. That's just me. But again, I'm not marrying that idea. I'm not forcing that idea. I'm allowing for price to trade up into a premium if it wants the midnight. And right above the midnight, we have London's high, Asia high, all those factors. Too strong for too long. I really wish I had my monitor right now. Actually, let's just do this. This is normally what I keep on my separate screen. And one more. I don't believe in book map and volume profile and depth of market and all that stuff. In my opinion, I think it's all a fallacy, but again, that's just my opinion. Let's see. I believe gold hit our buy side that we outlined, or it was on. Not yet, but that's what we're looking for on gold. Not a fallacy. That's just me. That's just me. But hey, that's just me. That's a $5 word. I stole that from ICT. Gladly in the ICT cult for sure. Oh, can we talk about this? Because this is really interesting. While NASDAQ looks like it may want to reach for that midnight open. ICT. All right, I posted on Twitter. Most of y'all probably saw this Robbins Cup, right? Well, what are y'all's thoughts on ICT purposely losing the Robbins Cup, purposely failing the Robbins Cup to make it harder on core sellers, mentorship sellers to market ICT concepts? For those who don't know what I'm talking about, all right, he, in his latest Twitter space, he said, you know what, let me just get the little clip it. Some people are saying it's BS. Some people are saying it's just an excuse. Some people are agreeing with what he did. I'm curious to see. Let me find it. All right, for those who haven't seen it or don't know what I'm referring to, I just sent a link in the chat room. Watch that little video. It's like 30 seconds. I need thoughts on it. Matter of fact, it's poll time. NASDAQ just a few handles away from that midnight open. It's poll time. I'm really curious to see what everybody else thinks. This is interesting. All right, poll in the chat room. All right, what y'all think? Purposely failing the Robbins Cup so that people who are reselling his concepts, they have a harder time marketing his concepts because he failed the Robbins Cup. Curious to see what y'all say. About 70-30. That's interesting. NASDAQ midnight open. Okay, we're above, well above that here. Well above that balanced price range. There's the buy side. We have a small little portion of this inefficiency remaining. But I said if we get through this balanced price range, we're likely to take out this high, and then my focus shifts to that imbalance and this imbalance up here. I don't know. Part of me, I mean, I see where he's coming from, though. Like, because he's always been vocal about how he hates people reselling his stuff. In my opinion, what better way to make it harder on resellers than to, like, tarnish your own image? Because now resellers who are selling his concepts, everybody's going to be, you know, a little more hesitant. Because ICT couldn't even use, supposedly, couldn't even use his own concepts in the Robbins Cup, which makes it a harder sell for resellers, course sellers, mentorship sellers, and whatnot. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, it's about 70-30. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. That's what's up, Unicorn Queen. I'm with it. I like it. He's always been a marketing genius. He's always been like one step ahead as far as how he wants to go about things, as far as his teachings. Yeah. It's interesting to say the least. It's a very interesting approach, a really interesting way of going about it, really bold. I would have loved to see him win the Robbins Cup, if I'm being honest. I would have loved to see the reaction of everybody else, but hey, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. Do this poll again in the private string, see what it says. It might be a little different. It might be a little different. Turtle soup. Not looking for any kind of turtle soup here. But as we get closer to 10:50, which is about, 17 minutes away, I'll be looking for any kind of displacement. Okay, we cover this all the time. 9:30 is here. 10:50 to 11:10 macro comes in right here. So during this 20-minute window, okay, who's been making money all morning? It's pretty obvious. Longs, we have sell stops, trailed sell stops, higher low, trailed sell stops here, relative equal lows. So we can go higher. I'm watching as soon as we get 10:50, as we approach 11 a.m. Okay, 11 a.m. is classically known as profit-taking hour. I'm watching to see, do we want to make a run for all the trailed sell side here, here, here. And as we head into lunch, okay, assuming NASDAQ gets weak like the Dow, I'll be looking for relative equal lows here, and then our sell side here. Yearly access, I got you, Mandy. I just got your notification. Welcome to the family. I see a lot of general access members in the community as well. That's what's up. All the new members, all the new Discord gang, familia. We're gonna have some fun. If he's losing for that on purpose, why he should announce it? I don't know. I don't know what that man's up to, but I'm not against it. I just think it's different the way he went about, that whole thing. We'll leave this on here. It's just different. We throwing up some fingers. Dollar clearing out the equal high. Let's go to daily chart. I'm sure we're trading near some fresh new week or new day opening gaps. Right there. Tuesday, October 9th. That's an old new day opening gap. Weekly chart. We don't have any new week opening gaps nearby. On the upside, our nearest one is this here. So I'll be watching this. 15-minute buy stops, balance price range with the new, new day opening gap. Beautiful expansion. That's pretty. Can we talk more on ICT? No, I don't trade publicly on YouTube. I only take trades privately in the Discord. Oh, every time I see that in the comments or the chat, I always forget that I don't have my thing up. Trading gold, I am actually planning on adding gold to the watch list next year in 2025. I am planning on trading gold, but it won't be an everyday thing. Gold will be mainly traded when NASDAQ is consolidating on the daily, or if I don't have like a clear drawn liquidity on the daily chart for NASDAQ, then I'll just say, okay, we're going to trade gold today, or I'm going to trade gold today. Or let's say like we have a large range day and I'm already expecting a difficult morning, the following morning session, then I'll say, okay, since NASDAQ had a large range day yesterday, I'm expecting today's morning session to be a little bit more difficult. Instead of trading NASDAQ, I'm just going to trade gold. And it might be something like that, but it's going to be like a rare occurrence. That's just going to be the market that I keep in my back pocket, Double bluffing everyone. The way he trades what allows counter run so low. There's no doubt ICT can trade. It's just really, I think his approach to, I don't know. I just find it kind of disappointing because I did want to see him like win the Robbins Cup, but now he forced everybody to be in a position where unless you truly believe in ICT concepts, like you're not going to stick it out in 2025 and pursue his teaching still. Because he's made it to where he tarnished his image, his reputation. People are saying he doesn't keep his word. People are saying they can't trust his word. So now, going into 2025, the only people who are going to watch his videos are people who actually believe his concepts could do something for their own trading. And that's cool. That's cool. But I mean, I'm one of those people, like, regardless if he wins Robin's Cup or not, like, I'm still gonna be all over that. I'm still gonna be all over that mentorship. There are tons of people who prove ICT didn't work. Yeah. It just would have been nice to see like a new record broken, but I mean, it is what it is. Nvidia, when's Nvidia? I never keep up with the earnings. Nvidia earnings. When is that? Is that today? I don't even know where to find that stuff. So we're getting closer to profit-taking hour. I gotta use the restroom, I'm not gonna lie. Dow is just nasty. Dow is not the market to be trading this morning so far. Ooh, this is nasty, messy. Let's clear some of this off. As we get closer to 11 o'clock, I don't really care about the midnight opening price. I only extend it through till about 11. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. I'm trying to clear up my charts. Initial buy side, blasted through that. We can clear that. Ran through the buy side here. We could clear that. I'm gonna keep my Asia and London levels here. And we can go ahead and take this off too. We know what time the macro is. Is ICT legit? Yeah, I think he's legit. I think ICT is just a 50-year-old man who doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. So he don't care, like, if people think he can trade or not. He doesn't care if he says he's going to win the Robins Cup and then comes out and says, nope, never mind, not going to win it. It was all a joke. Like, he don't care what people think about him. He cares more about teaching and people, like, reselling his stuff. And, you know what I mean? Like, the man's happy. He's got a wife, kids, nice home, like, living well. I don't think he cares about trolls on Twitter mocking him for not winning the Robins Cup. So I think he's legit, and he just doesn't care about other people's opinion, which is how it should be. But again, as long as it works for you, ICT concepts work for me. Obviously, they work for other people. That's all that matters. Who cares who wins the Robins Cup, who's doing what? Like, if it works for you, that's all that matters. Like, you shouldn't be relying on another man to confirm your own results. So, marketing genius for sure. All the mentorship next year, Jack, I made a video about it. The first two groups are full, so the private mentorship, the next group won't be like kicking off until like April or something. The first 20 people have already booked. So I'm not really going to talk about the private mentorship as we get closer to like April because like it's already full. But if you want to claim that spot, you can. You're just going to be waiting a while. Why do you care about ICT? Isn't it just noise? Or you're kind of an influencer? I'm not sure what you mean. I just find it interesting. I don't call myself an influencer. Like I don't like being called an influencer. To me, that's kind of cringy. Like when I think of like influencer, I think of like just Hollywood girls with the OnlyFans and like, I don't know, influencer, in my opinion, just has a bad rep. I don't want that title. I'm good. Like, I'm straight. Just call me a trader. Trader, educator, yeah. Anything but influencer. I'm good. So NASDAQ slowing down a little bit. We do have that new day opening gap just a few handles away. But again, as we get closer and closer to 1050, 1110, I'll be looking to see if the market wants to show willingness to run for the sell side formed after 9:30. So we have about 16 minutes until profit taking hour London close. Nah, ain't nobody an influencer. I do not want that title. I'm good. We don't do that Kim Kardashian energy over here. All right, I just chugged this whole water bottle, so I gotta use the restroom. I'm gonna be back in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna mute myself, and anybody comes in here and steals my laptop, it was nice knowing y'all. I'll be back. All right. Let me break in trade. 2025 is gonna be a great year. Someone looking for a short, not looking for anything short yet. I'll need clear displacement, market structure shift as we get closer to 11 o'clock. Then I'll be convinced in targeting some kind of short-term low. Sell side, triple bottom, really clean. Sell side here, but I'm waiting for time to align first. It's not even 10:50 yet, let alone 11 o'clock. Why do ICT traders mimic even chart layout? I like this chart layout. 777 OLAC. What's wrong? You don't like my colors, bro? No, that's the custodians. They're cleaning the gym and the lobby outside. Jazz, I appreciate you. Thank you. That username seems familiar. Am I using Jazz blog? I know that ain't who I think it is. Let me see. God dang, I got NBA YoungBoy playing on my doggone. My fault. I just opened my phone and young boys playing. I don't know what kind of energy. Like, I promise I'm not on that kind of timing this early in the morning. I figured, what's up, Auntie? I don't know, how'd you even find me on here? I was like, hold on, that looked familiar. I got my aunt in the stream. That's what's up. What's up, Auntie? I was like, hold on, I had to zoom in. I'm like, I know that ain't who I think it is. Auntie trades in the building. That's pretty cool. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in, Auntie. Much love. Love you. I know you don't understand what's going on, but I appreciate the support. You understand everything? Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I should send my mom the link to the stream. I forgot to send it to her. That's cool. Am I looking for shorts? I'm not looking for. I need to see something in the chart that says we want to go lower, but obviously not going to force a short idea. But if time and displacement, if those two things align, and as we get closer to 11 o'clock, NASDAQ breaks lower, then I'll be interested in looking for lower prices. But for now, definitely don't want to try to predict the top. That's not what you want to do. What time is it? We still got a whole nother hour on here. It's all right, though. I got time. If you're bearish for the week, could you expect bullishness on Mondays? Absolutely. Because I don't care for Monday's trading, but that Monday higher rally can be treated as a Judas swing to set up lower prices going into the rest of the week. And we have high impact news, I believe, tomorrow. Let me check. Thursday. Thursday and Friday, we have high impact news drivers. So trading higher in the first half of the week can be treated like a Judas swing. And then once we have those high impact news drivers in the later half of the week, you can expect possibly some lower prices. See you, Tim. Have a good one. But NASDAQ's getting a little slow, a little boring. But I do want to see if we can trade up into that new day opening gap, I believe. New day opening gap. Quick look around. S&P looking pretty much identical to the NASDAQ. Dow, after taking out relative equal lows, finally got on board, posting higher prices. It was really the only one that was working lower. Dollar index, zoom out a little bit. Looking heavy, looks like it wants the rejection block. Rejection block, and then consequent encroachment of this wick, and then possibly the sell side. That's what I would use for targeting. Do people trade the dollar? I know there's a handful of people who actually trade the dollar index, which is kind of crazy. Forex, I don't really care for Forex. I started out trading Forex, but once I found futures, I like futures way better. But I mean, if Forex is your thing, don't let me sway you. I love futures. Futures, I think, is the best market. Is better than crypto, better than Forex, better than. I don't have any experience with like commodities or on like corn, gold, like oil, things of that sort. Like, I don't really have any, experience with that. But just futures in general, like as a whole, it doesn't matter if it's corn, oil, whatever, any kind of futures. Even if it's future contracts for Forex, like. Just the pricing and the spread and the professionalism of futures is just superior, in my opinion. So we're in that macro, 1050 to 1110. 1050. Let's take this off. I like that. I like that a lot. I want to see what kind of price action we get in the next 16 minutes up until 11:10. Options, I don't know anything about options. I have no knowledge about options, never traded it, never took a shot at it. Options, I just never got into it. Midnight opening price is not relevant after 11 o'clock because you're entering London close. It's just not relevant. I'm watching this region. All of this is a balanced price range. So far, NASDAQ having a hard time getting through all of that. We talked about this in the video that's being posted after this stream. I'll talk about this here. Webinar. I have a whole video about the midnight opening price. It's on my channel. It's a snippet from the webinar, but I decided to share it on my YouTube channel from a while ago. Here's a 15-minute video on how to use the midnight opening price. That's a quick little snippet from a webinar we had in the Discord a while ago. That's kind of how the webinars look if you're interested in that kind of stuff. The webinars are usually like an hour long, but I took that little clip, decided to post it on YouTube. So I just sent the link in the chat room. It's good stuff. Oh, the poll, I forgot to set the poll up. The poll was if we thought ICT purposely failing the Robbins Cup was just an excuse or if he's actually a genius. 33% of people said it was just an excuse. 67% of people said he is a genius. It's interesting. If NASDAQ doesn't do anything exciting within the next 30 minutes, I'll give it to like 11:30. I'm expecting movement before then, but worst case scenario, if NASDAQ just goes sideways for the next 30 minutes, then we're not going to stay until 12. We'll just wrap it up. But I do want to see what we do as we head into the lunch hour. No problem, Sergio. Hopefully you enjoyed. Trying to stay awake watching this small little consolidation. Just hanging around in a small little range. None of your friends or family want to learn how to trade? Not really. Not really. I mean, I get asked a lot, like, can you teach me how to trade, or like, where can I start? But most of the time, like when I tell my friends or family that if you want to learn how to trade, you're probably gonna, your first year to your first year and a half, you're probably not gonna make any consistent money. The conversation usually ends right there. We've been consolidating for almost 30 minutes since about 10:35. It's 11:03, literally just 30 minutes of sideways price action. But I'll give it to 11:30 to really move. I didn't join any mentorships. I was in Doyle Exchange. He trades Forex. Actually, he switched to futures. But I was in his Discord trading supply and demand when I first started trading Forex. And it was good, but it just wasn't my personality. Like, I wanted something a little bit more precise, something a little bit more like just sound, like more logic, algorithmic based. So ICT style just works more for me. But other than his Discord, pretty much, but that was in ICT. As far as ICT concepts, everything I learned was just straight from his YouTube channel. Let's see. The private mentorship is a whole nother ball game. If you're talking about my private mentorship, it's a whole nother ball game. Oh, you're talking about the different groups? It's the same thing. I'm only taking 10 slots for the private mentorship for each group, because the private mentorship is an 8-week program or whatever. It's 8 weeks of just hit the ground running, price action. We're talking about very specific things each day, each week, and I'm only taking 10 people every 8 weeks. So group 1 is already full. Group 2 is already full. I'm trying to work, like group 2 is already sold out, but for some reason people can still sign up for group 2. I don't know why it's like that. I set the maximum limit at 10, but it's glitching, so it's whatever. But the next group 3 doesn't start until April 28th. So, link in the chat for anybody who's interested in more details regarding that. But yeah, we're pretty much filling up already. You know what? I think the Jake Paul fight was more entertaining than this consolidation we're sitting in right now. I'll give it 25 more minutes though. But while NASDAQ is deciding whether or not it wants to move, recap of the stream. Okay, 8:30, we highlighted the equal buy side. Okay, we talked about that bullish order flow, fair value gap staying open, consequent encroachment of fair value gaps being respected. We talked about the pre-market setup, 850 to 910 macro. We did that small little journal entry, talking about the fair value gap here, order block coupled with the fair value gap, overlapping London's low, Asia low, taking out the buy side. Okay, traded down. I was looking for sell side. Then we slapped on our new week opening gaps, traded up. Okay, we talked about this breaker, low, high, lower low. Okay, so breaker, highest up close candle in between your two lows, also coupled with a fair value gap here. Trading down, rally. Okay, we talked about how we wanted to see this fair value gap stay open. This one should send us higher. It does. We also had the midnight opening price just beneath London's high, so we're trading into all of that. And then we slapped on how far can NASDAQ go. We have an old new day opening gap from, what day was that? Tuesday, October 29th. Would I box ICT? Why would I box a 50-year-old man? Do I look like Jake Paul to you? No, no, sir. The Serrano and Katie Taylor fight was 10 times, 100 times better. That should have been the main card. Like that was the main event. And she got robbed. Serrano, I don't know if it's Serrano or Serrano. I don't keep up with her like that, but she definitely got robbed. Getting headbutted and all. Highway robbery. It was insane. Unanimous decision too? Come on. That's insane. I think it was unanimous. Yeah, the Tyson fight was definitely rigged. Yeah, it was definitely it was clear as day. Tyson probably threw like 3 punches the whole fight. He had plenty of opportunities to really just do what Mike Tyson does, and it was clear he was holding back. Barrios and Ramos was a good fight too. That was the draw, right? The Barrios and Ramos fight. I like the draw. I like the tie. I like that decision. Do I box? Nah. The only sports I play was football and basketball. I like watching boxing. I'm really into it. But as far as actually, nah. I'll be down though. I could use another hobby. All right, so I'm going to give NASDAQ 20 minutes. If it doesn't do anything worthwhile, then we'll go ahead and cut it. I was planning on staying on until 12, but it's been consolidating for the last 35 minutes or so. We're back live trading in the Discord tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream will start at 9:30 to 11:30. Full access members, we're back in business. So. I don't know if I can stay on till 11:30. I'm trying to put together the willpower to stay on another 20 minutes. Nah, I don't think Mike's age had to do with the way he performed in the ring. I think it was rigged. Because, I mean, let's be honest. The match, what was it, 8 rounds for 2 minutes? He stopped punching in the second round. The round's 2 minutes long. I understand fatigue is a factor, but he didn't, come on. Compared to his training videos, his output in the first 2 or 3 rounds could have been way more aggressive, but it's clearly, clear as day he was holding back. Fatigue, obviously he's almost 60 years old, but it's 2 minutes. And he didn't throw any punches. Jake Paul wasn't really applying any kind of pressure. They're just hopping around the ring. So you can't really say he was tired, fatigued. They didn't do anything. But hey, I respect the man for getting his payday. So. Imagine Mike just got his little uppercut in right when Jake Paul bowed. That would have been a plot twist of the century. This is a very boring, brutal, draining, lame, unexciting, unappealing consolidation. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can't stay on until 11:30. New day opening gap is the draw. Should it trade above that, use that support. Those 15-minute fair value gaps we highlighted up here. That small imbalance there, and then that small imbalance right there. Should we get above the new day opening gap, that'll be my focus. But price is just, I'm not interested in sitting in this for too much longer. That's it. Join the Discord if you're not in there already. I will be live trading, pressing buttons and all that only for the Discord members. Link is pinned in the top of the chat room. It is also linked in the top of the description. If you click those links, it's not just live streams in the Discord. Okay, it's not a trade copying service for one. But there's a whole bunch of resources, webinars, homework assignments, just good stuff. Community that's not toxic. I'm sharing my notes in there. Speaking of notes, I will be sharing some more ICT 2024 notes, my handwritten notes, along with the TradingView PDF. I'll get that posted right after I post the YouTube video that's sitting in the drafts ready to go. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been fun. And full access members, I'll see you all in tomorrow's stream at 9:30. All right? Peace.